Hello and welcome to Build-a-Baka, we're idiots in Japanese. I'm Max.
I am Tal.
And I am Alfred.
The Anime Awards just happened last weekend.
Oh boy.
Did they now?
And I was the only one of us who watched them live, but you guys caught them afterwards, like the next day, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna look up the results right now, so I have them.
I have everything written down. Not everything, but I have all the winners written down. Right in front of me. So, let's talk about the Anime Awards for 2017.
Okay.
Garbage. And that's all.
Garbage, and that's
That's
it.
all, folks.
The
Not
end.
as bad as Yuri on Ice, but it's like Yuri on Ice Jr. with what happened.
What?
Yuri on Ice Jr.
Yep, that's basically what happened. Not as bad,
Okay.
but still pretty bad.
Okay, before we get to, like, the actual awards, I do want to talk about the pre-show. Like, everything that was going on before the actual awards.
Oh, I skipped that.
I skipped
Good.
that, too.
I'm glad you did, because the hosts for the pre-show, and, they were the hosts for, like, the in-between segments, too. They were
Boring.
really annoying.
Yep.
I wrote down some quotes of some things that they said. Surely you guys are aware of the South Pole show, where the girls are like going to the South Pole.
Oh yeah,
Nope.
I heard.
There was a point in time during the pre-show, where one of the people I was watching with, heard them compare that show to Made in Abyss. They were like, "Oh yeah, South Pole is like totally like Made in Abyss. So, like they're going to a different place, and that's it. The only comparison is that."
Few things that annoy me is their in-between segments I kind of disliked. Especially,
Oh yeah.
like,
Seemed like they didn't really have anything to actually say.
yeah, it was kind of just like
I
they were
felt like
there.
the people who were hosting the awards and like talking about it, like, were like debriefed on, okay, these are all the relevant references, and these are all the like, okay, and they didn't actually care about the community. Like, I feel like, and maybe that's just because they were told to be like enthusiastic about it, and they were overly enthusiastic.
I feel like the big thing is it felt kind of like fake enthusiasm. Like, they constantly were just like, this character is obviously best girl, and it's just like that. No one says that. No one acts like that. Like, they'll say that type of stuff, but they'll never act like that.
I mean, everyone acts like that, but it's cringy when it's on.
Yeah, it's just like,
it's
it's just,
a live stream that many people are watching.
It's cringy when it's not.
it's like
text.
it's the obvious host.
Well,
act.
okay. I think the thing is that they're reaching for, like, something so big. Like, they're reaching to make this, like, big awards show, but they're also, like, trying to make it feel, like, small and comfy at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they say dumb shit like, this is completely jumping topics. I feel like we kind of talked about that enough. There's one point where they're saying, they made a reference to, like, the Erased movie, and they're saying, well, Hollywood can do anime poorly, so why don't we do what they do poorly, an awards show? And then she fucking screams, "Checkmate, Hollywood!"
It's pretty. I think they're so focused on getting the acting of their hosts done and getting the cosplay of their mascot done that they didn't focus on getting the technology right. We all know what
The
happened
lighting,
to the
okay,
board.
the orange carpet lighting was
Yeah, it's not
horrible.
the best.
I was half expecting them to, like, oh, hey, there's something wrong with the camera, and fix it between cuts, and they didn't, ever. So, it was just kind of horrible the entire time.
I still can't fucking get over the goddamn.
One thing that's new this year to the Anime Awards is that they got judges now. So, now, it's not just a popularity contest, they're actual judges who can prevent something like Yuri on Ice from happening, even though they didn't really. Let's be real.
Yeah. I thought the
But
judges.
what does that mean exactly?
Yo, I thought the.
Yuri on Ice. So last year, the 2016 Anime Awards, which was the first Anime Awards,
Okay.
Yuri on Ice got like basically every single,
Oh.
if not every award. I'm pretty
Huh.
sure. I don't know. That was before I was really.
Oh, it wasn't every
into
single
the
award,
community.
but here I could find the results
It
from
was.
last year.
It was most awards. Well, we don't need to. Everyone knows
And
what
this time,
happens.
it was My Hero.
My Hero Aka.
It wasn't as bad.
And we'll get to that. But they started by introducing the Anime of the Year nominees. And those nominees were Made in Abyss, March Comes in Like a Lion, Land of the Lustrous, My Hero Aka Season 2, some random show I've never heard of called Descending Stories. I think there was a bunch of other words after that. And then Little Witch Academia. So, before we go into the other awards, and we won't spoil who won the Anime of the Year until the end of this discussion. So if you want to skip ahead, go ahead and skip to the timestamp for the next segment, which is in the description. But if you want to skip that, go ahead and do that. But which of those nominees would you say that you guys were rooting for of those 6?
Made in Abyss.
Freddie?
Oh, what? Sorry, I spaced out.
Which of the 6 Anime of the Year nominees were you rooting for? And we're not spoiling which one won until the end of this segment.
I actually, like, for most of the voting that I did, I of course went for My Hero Academia because that was the one I was most familiar with. But for Anime of the Year, I actually went with Made in Abyss.
Why?
And
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's amazing and it looks amazing, so it's just like, screw it, man. Maybe, hopefully, it'll get it. I wanted to give it more of a chance because I was scared that, the most popular one would get the most vote.
I was rooting for either Made in Abyss or Little Witch Academia to win. And there was one thing one of the chicks was saying, kind of toward the end of the show, that she had voted for Little Witch Academia because she thought that Anime of the Year should be like something that anyone could pick up and watch, which is something I kind of agree with, and that does make sense to me, because it's like, you look at something like Game of the Year, Breath of the Wild is, that's the kind of game that anyone can really pick up and play.
It's good shit, that's what it is.
But you can't, give Arrow Manga Sensei Anime of the Year, because that's a very niche audience. It's not something everyone can enjoy.
And, you can't give us the second season of an anime of the year, because just think, that'd be kind of hard to just jump into second season, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because that has, prerequisites for having watched it. I mean, you could still do it, but I feel like what she was saying made a lot of sense, is that Anime of the Year should be something that most anyone can enjoy. And we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into who actually won Anime of the Year.
We're going to do that last like how they did, aren't we?
That'll be last, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who didn't see it. Like I said, there's a timestamp for the next segment in the description, so once we get to Anime of the Year, if you don't want that spoiled, you can go ahead and skip to the next segment, which will be seasonal anime. And there'll be a timestamp in the description. You can go ahead and click that, and actually I don't think you can click it. You'll have to, manually pick out the time. Sorry.
You can click it if you're on a computer.
There's something I need to talk about.
Okay.
You know how he said
the first category.
No, I have to tell you this. It's really important.
Okay.
You know how he said that My Hero Academia was a Yuri on Ice Junior? That's straight up false. They are both Yuri on Ice. Yuri on Ice won 6 of the categories last year, and this one also won 6 of the categories.
This one won. My Hero Aka won 7.
They won 7? Let me count again.
7 out of...
17. Oh, I didn't count Best Villain.
Yeah.
Let me count again.
But we won't tell you which of those categories until the end. Or as we get through them.
Yeah. 1, 2.
Also, I wouldn't recommend category counting, because I might spoil it for you.
Yes,
let's go to the first category they talked about.
Yuri on Ice. The one thing they couldn't stop making fun of during the
Yuri
entire
on Ice's
show.
dad!
And it beat it. It beat it with 7 categories instead of Yuri's 6.
You know how Naruto is Boruto's dad? Well, My Hero Academia is Yuri on Ice's dad.
Papa, I didn't win all the categories. Don't worry, child. I will.
I will. Okay. So, the first category was Best Anime Opening.
Oh, I was gonna... Okay.
I didn't write down all the nominees. I'm sorry.
You have sinned.
I only wrote down all the nominees for a couple categories. Okay. So, the nominees for Best Anime Opening were some OP from some show called Aka 13 Territory Inspection Department, which I haven't heard of at all.
Yeah.
Ancient Magus' Bride, which is obviously the one that I was voting for, because I fucking love that show. It's incredible. Attack on Titan Season 2.
Attack on Poseidon.
Attack on Poseidon Season 2.
Leave my shark man alone.
My Hero Aka Season 2, of course. The OP for Princess Principal. and the OP for, again, that show, Descending Stories, which I've never heard of until the award show.
Oh yeah, there's a few anime I'm planning on checking out after the award show. Well, after
Yeah.
they were...
And now, before we talk about who won this, although it's probably pretty obvious, which ones were you guys personally rooting for? Which OPs do you think you wanted to win?
I haven't seen any of those shows, so I didn't care.
I personally, even though I voted for My Hero Academia, because once again that was the only one I knew, out of those, I just personally didn't care which one won. But I'm gonna be frank, I am disappointed that Dragon Maid's opening wasn't on there, because that's a catchy ass opening.
Yes, 100%.
I am mad, and its ending got onto the nominee list for best ending, but its opening didn't. It's like, come on, get with the program.
I feel like Dragon Maid was underrepresented with the nominees because that was an incredibly popular show, and I think it could have won more categories if it was nominated for some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad it didn't freaking sweep the award show.
Yeah, we don't need
have.
all of
But
them just
if
being
it sweeps
best.
it, then that's sweeping an award show. One of my friends sent this when we were just debriefing after watching the stream live. One of my friends in the voice call was saying how sweeping an award show is a really easy way to go from a good show to an overrated as fuck show in one night. And that's completely true.
We already know that
personally, as I said, I was rooting for the Ancient Magus Bride. The first OP from Ancient Magus Bride here.
Why no Made in Abyss?
I don't know. These ones were the ones that were nominated. Made in Abyss won some awards.
Yeah, I think Made in Abyss should have been nominated for that one.
Obviously, Hiroaka won though.
Yeah.
As it would.
And we'll bring up the best opening thing a little bit later when we get to best drama. I believe is when it happened.
Best drama?
Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Remember December. It's
Okay.
September. Best anime ending was the next category they did, and the nominees were "Step Up Love" by Daoko x Yasuyuki Okamura. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher these names. I'm not a Japanese. From
Really?
Blockade, Battlefront, and Beyond, a show I haven't heard of. Ishikon Communication by Koroganzu, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Kirameku Hamabe by Yuiko Ohara, Land of the Lustrous, which is a show my friends really fucking dig and I've been planning to watch. Hikari Hikari by Yuka Aisaka, Recovery of an MMO Junkie.
Oh, yes.
I need to watch that one.
But I've been wanting to watch it too. Behind by Karen Isobe, Yuna Yoshino, and Lynn, just Lynn, Lynn, from Just Because, and Kofune by Brian the Sun, March Comes in Like a Lion Season 2. Obviously, Ishikon Communication, right?
Yeah, I voted for that one because once again it was the only one I knew.
I was rooting for MMO Junkie.
I feel like music is such a subjective thing that really what's gonna win is gonna win. There's not really any way to explain it, but I think Ishikon Communication, which is the category that won, spoilers, is...
Well, you already revealed it.
The ED that won. Ishikon Communication...
It's by far the catchiest one.
It's the one that's gonna get stuck in your head. And it's the one that I would play 4 hours on loop. And also Dragon Maid. So of course it's gonna fucking win.
I really like the ED for MMO Junkie because of actually the visuals. Because I think if you've watched the show,
which we haven't,
and then you watch that ED again, you start to get all the little references to the show, and it's actually really cool.
That's part of why I liked the Magus Bride OP, because although it's not as blunt about it, there's imagery and stuff in there that if you look into it, you're like, oh yeah, that represents that, and it's just a really cool thing to look back and see and say, oh hey, look, this is this subtle foreshadowing in the OP.
Yeah.
And also the OP for Ancient Magus Bride also fits the tone of the show really perfectly, which is something that is surprisingly hard to find.
For me personally, I don't actually really watch endings. So I actually don't even know.
That's fair.
I don't even know I don't even know what Dragon Maid's ending looks like. I basically clicked it because I was like, that's an anime I'm familiar with. Yeah, that's how bad it was. And I was so like, I don't really watch endings, and like the only ending I currently watch is essentially just Pop Team Epic because it's smack in the middle of the episode.
We'll talk about Pop Team Epic
Yeah, we
later.
will.
We have a lot to say about Pop Team Epic.
Yeah,
That's
for me
gonna
to
be-
watch an ending, it has to be just a really great song.
Or there has to be something after it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a great ending is so like a great example is like all those shows with like really dumb openings, but like the most iconic endings ever. Like no one remembers freaking like Freeze. No one remembers freaking Freeze opening, but freaking the endings are like the most iconic part of that show. Like weird swimming dudes, who cares? But that ending is just
Swim.
bopping. Or like
Yeah, I might have actually voted for this ED over Dragon Maid, and that is Inuyashiki's ED, because the visuals for that ED, if you've seen that show, are astonishing to behold. It's just like such a flurry of colors and lights, and it's just really pretty to look at. And the song is up to snuff too. The next category they did was the best anime film. And
we all know which one won this. Let's just face it. Don't even read through the nominees. We all know.
The nominees were A Silent Voice, Your Name, In This Corner of the World, Girls und Panzer der Film, Kizumonogatari 3 Rikatsuhen, and a fucking Fate movie. Because it's Fate. Why would it not show up?
Guess which one won. Guess
yeah,
just
your name won.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't even like. I was just like, they're just like best anime film. I like Your Name. Like that's how easy.
I was thinking, yeah, it was gonna be either Your Name or A Silent Voice. Personally, I mean, I haven't seen either yet. I plan to.
Yeah, I haven't seen either, but honestly,
I haven't had a chance to see either yet.
Your Name just feels like I just already felt annoyed with it. Just the second Your Name came up, I was just like, like I just knew it was gonna win, and I just made me so annoyed for some reason.
I mean, yeah, that's award shows.
Yeah,
You
that's
expect
I went
one
on
to
a
win, it's
huge
gonna win.
tangent like last night. I'm not gonna go into it, but essentially, I really don't like award shows for the sake of it's just so predictable and unfair. Frickin'
Yeah. I had a friend who was rooting for A Silent Voice in the voice call we were having. And she freaking, like, screamed. I don't know if she screamed, but she was upset that Your Name won.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be nice if another film had the time to shine.
Yeah.
All right, what was
the next category was Best CGI.
Oh, that one.
For which the nominees were Land of the Lustrous, Kato, The Right Answer, Recreators, Attack on Titan Season 2, sorry, Knights and Magic, and Inuyashiki. And of course, Berserk 2017 was...
Wait, Knights and Magic was nominated in a category in this?
Apparently.
That show is so bad.
Oh, it was nominated for Best CGI.
You know, Attack on Titan is also a pretty bad show, and yet here we are.
If you see the clip they played for Attack on Titan Season 2...
It was so bad!
For Best CGI, it was not a good moment of CGI at all.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
What's weird is that the West seems to have a good hold on, like, 3D graphics in animation, but for some reason Japan can't seem to get it right until, like, Land of the Lustrous, and that's it. Which, obviously, Land
And
of the Lustrous
Henkei
won.
Shoujo.
Yeah, Land of the Lustrous, I haven't seen it, and I actually don't plan on seeing it. Due to, like,
I want to watch it.
like, I'd say, like, I was kind of glad it won. Like, I had, like, this idea, like, oh yeah, that one's probably gonna win. I heard everybody loved it. I heard everybody praised the CGI in it. Even though I personally don't see even though I personally wasn't the biggest fan of it, because for some reason, I just can't get into CGI anime.
Yeah, because CGI is really hard for some reason to do right in anime. Like,
Yeah.
one show that I watched, like, right after the fall season ended was Inuyashiki, and I fucking cried, like, every episode. And that was, I gave that show a 10 because, just emotionally, it's so strong and capable, that it just, It's hard to put into words. It's a really strong and powerful show, but the CGI is garbo. Like, the CGI looks really awkward and weird, and it's not the entire show, but there are, like, action scenes that look really awkward and weird, and I guess that kind of, indicates how the main character feels in those moments, a little bit, but I don't feel like it was intentional.
Yeah, it's just...
Anyway, CGI is always awkward in anime.
Yeah, but I feel like Land of the Lustrous was a big step forward.
Yeah, and get ready for 3 steps back.
Yeah, but
I don't know
anyway,
why,
so what's
but-
next?
The next category was Best Score, for which the nominees were Made in Abyss, Little Witch Academia, Land of the Lustrous, The Ancient Magus Bride, Aka 13 Territory Inspection Department, again, I never heard of that show until this award show, and Recreators. Personally, I love all of these soundtracks. I love, at least of the ones that I've seen. I've loved the soundtrack for Made in Abyss. I love the soundtrack for Little Witch Academia, and I love the soundtrack for The Ancient Magus Bride. But personally, why I picked Magus Bride was because it fits the tone, and everything about the music in Magus Bride fits the tone so perfectly, and it perfectly indicates how feelings swell. And I think their choice to do orchestral so much and focus so heavily on those orchestral themes allows the music to have a much more dynamic approach to the emotions that are going through the series than the more electronic focused score of Made in Abyss, which is still outstanding. And Little Witch Academia is also orchestral, but it's more stereotypically orchestral, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's more like, I mean, it definitely fits the tone, but that tone is Harry Potter.
So it's like a whimsy type of tone, like the
Yeah.
fantasy.
I think, yeah, Little Witch Academia's score definitely fits the whimsy of the series, and I think ultimately,
But it's probably not something you'd listen to, like, by itself.
yes. And The Ancient Magus' Bride their score contributes so much to the overall tone of the show that if you took it out, the tone of the show would be, like, sliced into a quarter of what it is. Or less. Like, the tone of the show... I mean, obviously, the show is great. Magus Bride. It's definitely worth watching. And I fucking love it so much. But the music contributes a lot to it. And that's why I feel really passionately about this score. But Made in Abyss won.
Yeah, but once again, I'm going to be completely frank. For most of these votes that I put in, which I feel guilty about because part of it is, like I would vote for My Hero Academia because that's the only one I really know, and then I feel mad because My Hero Academia won again, which feels kind of hypocritical, but I voted for what I knew. And if the name was familiar, I'd vote for it. And that's not to say, like, oh, I don't watch enough anime. It's just, those just aren't shows I've seen, and the shows I have seen just aren't in there.
Yeah, so Made in Abyss won Best Soundtrack, and you know what? Made in Abyss' soundtrack is great. Kevin Peckin did a really good job on the soundtrack for Made in Abyss, and all of his scores are really great. Personally, my favorite was Magus Bride, though. And, Tal, any of these speak to you? Any of these soundtracks speak to you more?
Oh yeah, Little Witch and Made in Abyss.
Alright, I went on a fucking, 4-minute spiel, so we can't really stay on this one for much longer. The next category was Best Animation, for which the nominees were Made in Abyss, Little Witch Academia, Land of the Lustrous, Ancient Magus Bride, Aka 13 Territory Inspection Department, and Recreators. Personally, I think Little Witch Academia was the most deserving of this award, simply because
Same.
it's Trigger, first of all. How can you not? But the thing with Little Witch Academia is that they spend so much time on showing the magic and let me rephrase that. They show the magic in such a magical way. I feel like that's the best way I can describe it, is that they animate the magic so that it feels magical. And ultimately,
all the particle effects.
Yeah, you can see all the particles, you can see all of the swirling, beautiful lights, and you can see the smiles on people's faces, you can see the sparkles in people's eyes. It's just really freaking magical.
Especially the finale had really great
Finale.
animation.
Yeah, with the rocket. Oh, that was great.
Mhm.
I don't know.
But of course, the winner of Best Animation was naturally My Hero Academia.
Alright, I feel like with My Hero Academia, I almost said Macadamia, which was. I feel like the big dealio with that one was, yeah, it has some really fantastic animation at points, but I feel like it wasn't, like, the best, per se. Once again, that title was robbed from from other superior anime and given to the most popular. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Mob Psycho 100 should have won Anime Awards 2016.
Yeah, everything in this category, except maybe Dragon Maid, which, well, Dragon Maid did have its moments, but I wouldn't say Dragon Maid is really
Yeah.
the best animation of the year contender.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a slice of fucking life
Yeah.
with some action moments that are pretty fucking cool, but
It's like one scene.
there's one scene with a purse that's being stolen. There are fight scenes in Dragon Maid, I will say that, and they are pretty dope, but I wouldn't say that it's really a best animation contender compared to a lot of the other shows. It's just a slice of life. I don't think it. I mean, a lot of the other stuff on here, stuff like frickin' not A Silent Voice, frickin' no, hold on, that's weird because this the list on this website is different from what I wrote down. What I wrote down was Land of the Lustrous, My Hero Academia, Little Witch Academia, March Comes In, A Silent Voice, and Dragon Maid. But what it says on here is Made in Abyss. What?
I don't remember that one being there.
Which one was the one that shouldn't have been there? It probably shouldn't be there.
I think the image is right, though, because it's like a screen cap. So, yeah, so the nominations, I may have been reading the wrong nominees this entire fucking time.
Oof.
That's okay. The next category, My Hero Academia won Best Animation, and it's not even listed here for some reason. I think they got the categories completely wrong
Yeah.
on this
Do you need to
website.
like shift them over one or something?
I wonder if that might be it. That's weird.
Fucking
Best Action was the next category.
We all know which
And I
one
can't
won that
trust it
one.
anymore. I can't trust it anymore. But we all know that My Hero Academia won.
Yeah.
I don't really care
so
much
let's
for
move
action.
on.
The best drama,
Alright.
Ancient Magus Bride, was nominated. And that was my personal pick. And I think it won. Didn't it?
Yes, it did.
I think so. Yeah.
Even though it doesn't seem I shouldn't have an opinion.
Let's read hold on. Let's read the other nominations first. Scum's Wish, which was that one about fucking.
About
The
fucking.
one about fucking. Fucking Aka. Made in Abyss, which was really odd to me because I don't really perceive Made in Abyss as a drama. March Comes In Like a Lion, and whatever the fuck that sixth one is, which I can't read. The sixth one. I think it's Descending Stories. This one doesn't seem to be wrong. I think it's just Best Animation that's wrong. Yeah, for some reason Best Animation is listed wrong on this website. I think they may have, like, copied it from the previous. Yeah. They copy-pasted Best Animation from the previous list. Okay. Yeah, so, the nominations for Best Action were My Hero Aka, Season 2, Land of the Lustrous, Blood Blockade, Battlefront and Beyond, Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron Blooded Orphan Season 2, Attack on Titan Season 2, and Fate Apocrypha, My Hero Aka 1. And we are on Best Drama right now. Okay, we've cleared that up. Descending Stories, March Comes In Like a Lion, Made in Abyss, Magus Bride, Scum's Wish, and Aka. And I was hoping Magus Bride would win. Even the people who are like, Made in Abyss deserves Anime of the Year, they're like, it's not a drama. It's not even a drama. And, well, they weren't sure. I think most of them were saying Scum's Wish should have won. I haven't seen it. I want to see it. I've heard Scum's Wish is really freaking good. But Megas Pride personally is my pick because I feel like the emotions in that show are really strong and powerful, and Chisei is just such a relatable character that you don't really see represented a lot in media. Maybe more so in anime you see that kind of character represented, but not a lot in like Western media. But of course you guys haven't seen it, so you have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, Megas Pride won. I was expecting Made in Abyss to win just because it's fucking Made in Abyss, but I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad Megas Pride won, because if it had won Best Drama, that would have been a misrepresentation of what Made in Abyss is.
I think, are they confusing drama with psychological?
Maybe. Maybe they just fucking needed something to put in there. Best Comedy was the next category. And the nominees were Dragon Maid, Osomatsu-san Season 2, Little Witch Academia, Konosuba, which everybody thought was going to win, Gamers, and Tsure Dure Children.
Before we continue,
I don't remember
I have a personal bone to pick with what this category ended up getting. Like,
Yeah.
I have a personal bone to pick with this.
The anime that won this category was Dragon Maid, and I screamed, because Dragon Maid is my favorite anime, despite it only getting a 9 out of 10 for me. It's my personal favorite.
I was disappointed it won this category.
Yeah,
'cause a
me
lot of
too.
others
I was
deserved it.
very upset.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were expecting Konosuba to win this, and I feel like they put it in here because like maybe they didn't have enough room to fit it into Slice of Life or something, but they wanted to represent it. I feel like if anything, it should have been put into Slice of Life, and you know, one of the ones in there should have been not nominated or something. I don't know. But even, like, Little Witch Academia isn't even really a comedy either. I feel like this category in general isn't a very good organization. Like, obviously Konosuba, that's a comedy. Osomatsu-san, that's a fucking comedy if I've ever seen one. Tsare Dure Children, the way you described it makes it seem like it's a pretty, funny show. But
yeah, I thought it was a really funny show, but I don't actually remember it being nominated for some reason.
But, like, Dragon Maid is full of a lot of moments, and not a lot of, like, moments.
Yeah.
Dragon Maid is what I like to say. I think it's more of a slice of life with a fantasy twist, more than a comedy at all. Like, it has its funny moments, but it's not a comedy.
It is entertaining.
And
it's entertainment.
Okay, so
it's not comedy.
What did you guys vote for this one?
I didn't vote on this one.
Konosuba.
I ended up voting for Otsumatsu-san.
I'm glad I guess I'm glad Dragon Maid won because it deserves something.
It deserves
an award. It doesn't deserve this award though.
It got best ending.
If anything, I would say it deserves best slice of life, or best girl, but not even nominated for either of those.
Why didn't they put her in
I'm freaking salty.
Here, when we get to best girl and best boy, I have very big bones to pick. And here's the thing, as we all know,
Fafnir, we'll get to that.
As we all know,
Best slice of life.
As we all know, I only knew the people that I knew. I only knew some of these anime because like I'm primarily My Hero Academia, but I have a serious bone to pick for what happened to best girl and best boy.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Best Slice of Life was next, for which the nominees were Recovery of an MMO Junkie, Tsukigakure Girls Last Tour, which is my pick, for obvious reasons, because it's fucking phenomenal, and the manga is fucking phenomenal, and everything about Girls Last Tour is phenomenal. Kimono Friends, Sakura Quest, Interviews with Monster Girls. I was initially thinking Kimono Friends might win this one. I guess I underestimated the fan base of Girls Last Tour, because I was like thinking, well, I feel like it wasn't really that watched by a lot of people, Girls Last Tour, last season. But
I didn't watch it.
You didn't, and I remember you saying you were never going to, or something like that.
I mean, I might someday.
I'm never going to. That was straight up a lie. I just told a lie out of my mouth. I'm a sinner. No, I remember you saying that you weren't watching it. Girls Last Tour did win this category though, and I'm glad it did because Girls Last Tour definitely deserves it definitely deserves this award. It's a phenomenal show. It's a very comfy show. I think we talked about it.
It's the one I voted for.
You didn't watch it, did you?
Nope. I just voted for it because I was like, hey, I heard that one was really good.
And after announcing this category, they got someone from the Green Bay Packers to announce the next category.
Oh yeah!
And someone, I think someone in the crowd, or it was like someone in the crowd, or it might have even been him, who screamed, "Sports!"
Oh no, it was the host.
Someone screamed "sports."
Yeah, it was like the
They were
host.
just
They were
like,
just like
"Sports!"
sports.
Which was amazing.
I remember
and then,
someone yelling at Freddie Wong, "Marry me!"
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think at that one, at one of the dudes, he just heard, "I love you," and he's like, "I love you too."
Yes.
Here, okay, so the next category was the best continuing series, for which the nominees were March Comes In Like a Lion, Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans, Dragon Ball Super, Case Closed, All Out, and I don't remember Naruto being on there. Hold on.
Naruto Shippuden was. It was.
Was it?
Yeah,
I
it
honestly
was.
don't remember it being nominated.
It was on there. I
I
remember.
really...
For which the winner was My Hero Academia. March Comes In Like a Lion.
Alright.
But they announced March Comes In Like a Lion as the winner, and then in the middle of them saying March Comes In Like a Lion, the OP for My Hero Academia Season 2 just starts blasting through the
It
live
was
stream.
great.
So I think they were anticipating a My Hero Academia win, despite it not even having been nominated. And they're
I
like,
thought-
shit, get up, shit.
I thought they just made a huge mistake playing the wrong, like, nominees, like, wrong category.
Tell that's exactly what happened, but we're making fun of it.
Yeah, well, of course, they're all just
I
like, shit, no, that's wrong, play the other one.
And they tried to, like, they're just like, haha, isn't that so funny? It's like, we'll never let you live this down, Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
All your,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I haven't seen any of these, so...
I really felt like Food Wars Season 3 should have been on there.
Alright,
I haven't seen any of these, so I have no idea what to say
I have a
about this.
bone to pick with Best
Yeah.
Continuing Series too. I'm glad March Comes In Like a Lion one, but I think it's kind of a bad idea to put March Comes In Like a Lion, which only has like what
Against
2
fucking Naruto.
seasons so far, with freaking like Case Closed, Dragon Ball, and Naruto.
Yeah, and even, like, Mobile Suit Gundam is in his own league, too.
Like you basically have these old grandfathers just coming in like, time for my award, and like this one like 15-year-old coming in like, hello, my
And,
fellow
well,
friends.
The next category... then...
Is it? I think.
Then, well, hold on. Before they got to that next category, they had the Industry Icon Award, which went to Chris Sabat, who played a lot of characters from old anime in
Yay.
English dubs, and that was a really cool thing. He talked about his family. I'm not going to spend too much time on that, because it's not a particularly interesting category.
Great!
Next category was Best Boy,
Ooh, let me go off on my rant.
and the nominees were Shoto Todoroki from My Hero Academia, Rei Kiriyama from March Comes In Like a Lion, Kazuma, no last name, from Konosuba. Fucking, this category has no good boys.
False. Todoroki is
Deku.
amazing. Shut up. And Deku.
Kazuma's not.
Oof.
Deku from Deku, the show. Fafnir for some fucking reason.
Yes!
And, I don't know what show this last guy's from. Yakuma Yurakute. It doesn't say what show the last guy's from.
Alright, so
I might have written it down. Nope.
let me go off on my rant.
I guess I wanted Fafnir to win, but, like, anime
Alright.
doesn't have any particularly good boys.
I think you're not gay enough.
First of all, screw you. Todoroki deserved that award. He's a great boy.
Yeah, but My Hero Academia didn't deserve 2 nominees for the
Yeah,
same
that's what I was
category.
gonna have the bone to pick with. Why the
In
fuck is
both
Deku
Best
here?
Boy and Best Girl.
Yeah, why the heck did they have to put 2 nominees from the same anime in here? Especially because we knew
Mhm.
Deku was gonna be in frickin' Best Hero.
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler
And then-
alert, he won for the 2nd year in a row.
Okay, so for these for all these categories, what they would do is they had 2 announcers in pairs. They had a pair of announcers for each 2 categories. And so the Best Boy announcer, he went first. And then the Best Girl announcer, she went. And while she was introducing the category, the Best Boy announcer just, like, pulls out his phone and takes a selfie on stage while she's talking. I just thought that was the most hysterical thing.
Yeah.
The best girl nominees were Akko, Ochako.
Oh, we didn't. I
fucking-
didn't get to.
Well, we need both categories. Moriko from MMO
Yes.
Junkie, Serval, who I thought was gonna win for some reason, Tsuyu from also My Hero Aka, and Chisei, who I was also rooting for.
All right.
Either
Where's
Chisei-
Invisible Girl from My Hero?
She's invisible.
And where the fuck is Toru?
I know. I was pissed because Toru absolutely should have been nominated for this. And
Not only
I feel like she might have.
were there 2 nominees for My Hero Academia, but straight up Ochako won, and not Sue, the frog girl everybody loves. We got
Frog.
Ochako, the main girl, but like, dude, Sue, she's like everybody's freaking best girl, and yet she didn't win best girl. Like, that's like serious level bullshit. And like one of the announcers was like, "I'm glad she didn't win." It's just like,
Crunchyroll.
and it started like this kind of dumb feud that they had in there, but it was just like she's like, "I'm glad she didn't win." It's just like that's who got killed.
Crunchyroll. Sue me.
Yeah, I'm not.
Actually, I'm gonna sue
Also,
you. At some point, someone screamed, "How dare you, madam!" on stage. There's this massive feud between one of the guys in the freaking in-between break and one of the guys it was like on stage.
Yeah, the announcer and like
which
the
was
girl
the only entertaining thing about this entire award show, and even then it was very mildly entertaining.
I thought it was like that cheesy, like like adult.
It's cheesier than
trying to
fucking
appeal-
Nintendo Treehouse.
Yeah, it was really freaking cheesy and kind of dumb.
Best villain was the next category. Best villain.
I wonder why.
Yeah, nobody cares about this one. Skip it.
No, we're not. Because on this list were Stain from My Hero Aka, freaking the girl from Nazi Lolly, the show,
Oh, that one that
Bone
I really
Daddy.
hoped didn't win.
Bone Daddy, Bone Druid from My Made in Abyss, Cardophilus from Ancient Magus Bride, who was probably my pick, Usagi from I don't fucking know, Hiro Shishigami from Inuyashiki, which is also a really freaking good villain. I'm torn personally between Cardophilus and Hiro Shishigami because I think they're both really freaking good villains. Because Hiro Shishigami is like a fucking really good character in Inuyashiki, and Cardophilus is just a fucking awful person.
I think for this one, I voted for the Made in Abyss villain because
Well, the thing is, Bondrewd barely shows up in the anime.
Well, I didn't know that
how much of a presence he has in the manga.
Well,
So I feel like giving him this award this year isn't really warranted. I feel like he might get it in like 2019 when we get more Made in Abyss, but I don't feel like I don't know if he should get it quite yet. And he didn't, of course.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that because the big thing is the reason why I didn't vote for the My Hero Academia character was because I'm not that far in the show yet, so I have no clue who this dude is. So I was just like,
but of course,
okay.
Stain from My Hero Aka won.
Wonder who Best Hero was.
Best Hero,
Which I already spoiled.
Deku.
Second year in
the
a row.
girl from shut up. The nominees were Deku from Deku the show. The girl from Magical Circle, Akko, who could have been my pick. Kukuri from I have no idea. Chisei from Ancient Magus Bride, and Nanachi. I wouldn't describe Nanachi as a hero per se, though.
Wait, she was nominated? Why don't I remember that?
Yeah, Nanachi was nominated. I personally, my pick would have been Akko, but
I
of course
chose
Deku won.
I chose
And Deku won. And immediately after that, for, the fucking 5th award in a row that fucking My Hero Academia got, one of the girls in between was like, I feel like everyone's pretty satisfied with that. Word for word, she said that. And it was at this point chat exploded, with the spam, where everyone was spamming My Hero awards in Twitch chat. Because, that's what this is.
Yeah. It's the My Hero on Ice Awards.
The Best Hero on Ice award.
But yeah,
Okay. Let's see. And then... Oh, fuck. I've been trying to account for both of these different orders, and, like, the order of the website and the order of my notes, which is the actual order, because I fucking...
took notes like a nerd.
Yeah, there was a part. So one of the announcers on stage, his name was Anthony, and one of the announcers who was like talking backstage between awards, her name was Victoria. They had this massive feud going on between each other the entire show, and there was one point where it cuts to the freaking like between awards section with Victoria and the other guys, and she's not there, and one of the other girls is like, she took off with her keys, and she said she's going to the parking lot. Anthony had watch out.
She left her glasses behind.
And then when it cut back to him, Anthony's like, nah, man, I drove my mom's car here.
Joke's on you.
Yeah. And the next and second to last category was Best Manga, for which the nominees were Golden Kamui, My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness, My Brother's Husband, In This Corner of the World, Delicious in Dungeon, I have no fucking clue, and
What?
Descending Stories. And I hadn't, before this award show, I hadn't read any of these, and then, like, a few hours ago,
we all
three
read.
of us read through My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness, and it definitely deserved the win,
Oh yeah.
I gotta say. Because it talks about, well, first of all, not safe for work warning, if you want to read this series, or manga. It's like 6 chapters long, you know, you can read it in like an hour and a half, or less. But it's a manga / essay about, kind of about growing up. It's about, like, learning how to have sex and how to,
It's
like,
not entirely about that.
and that's part of it. It's like self-actualization, the sequel, right?
It's a draw my life video.
It's a draw my life manga.
Yes.
It's very emotional and very deep, and it's very, I don't want to spoil it. It's hard to talk about it, but it's definitely worth reading if you're, like, in any, like, struggling point of life.
Okay, so let me explain this a bit. Alright, so for a better description with a little less sorry, throw you under the bus there, Matt.
As if you don't have every 2
The
words.
manga is about is an autobiography about the author's life with depression,
Oh, hey,
struggling
look
with a, oh my god, stop it, dude. Struggling with depression, struggling with getting a job and coming to terms with their own self, like the author's own self and what they want to do, as well as their own sexuality. And even though it is a loud, prominent part in there, it shouldn't be the only thing we take away from the manga.
It's the thing about that scene. It's not like sexy or anything. It's not like
It's not meant
it
for
doesn't
people.
turn you on.
That's the point.
It's just like it's a thing that happened more than anything, and it's like so emotionally packed that I don't think you could get off to it.
And that's kind of the point, because in a lot of Japanese...
Fucking perverts. You couldn't even if you tried.
In-
I dare you.
I'm sure someone can.
There's stuff to be had there, because when that scene is being had, there's so much thought going through her head that she can't even enjoy it. And that also makes it so that you can't enjoy it in that same way.
Yeah.
Not that you would be trying to, but, like, it definitely reflects the author's experience when you're reading that scene. Because she writes everything that was going through her head, everything that she's reflecting on now. And ultimately, that's what this is.
The anxiety's real.
It's a manga about her reflecting on all of the stuff that happened and how it changed her, and not on just the stuff that happened. Okay, well, the next category was Anime of the Year, for which the nominees were March Comes in Like a Lion Season 2, Made in Abyss, Land of the Lustrous, My Hero Academia Season 2, Descending Stories, again, never heard of it, and Little Witch Academia.
Hey, Alfred, are you still there?
Yeah,
Okay.
Weren't you going to say something?
I was.
I waited like 20 seconds for you to start talking about the thing you were saying.
Yeah, you can say it now.
Well, the moment's passed.
Okay. So, personally, for Anime of the Year, I was rooting for... We talked about this earlier. But there was something that one of the girls on stream said, that Anime of the Year, that, of the Year awards for anything, really, should be something that anyone can enjoy and experience. And for me, personally, I feel like Made in Abyss is a little too
It's too much.
It's
not.
it's a little too much.
It's a little too much.
Don't get me wrong. I think it still deserves the award, but I still think that Little Witch Academia would have been better suited for it. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Main Abyss earned it more, but Little Witch Academia would have been more suited for it. Or My Hero Academia, which everyone thought was going to win. And Maiden Abyss won the Anime of the Year award. And at which point...
I'm happy with that.
Anthony, I think it was Anthony, I don't know, one of the guys on there, he he pulled out a rather hefty Toblerone.
What the fuck is a Toblerone?
You saw it.
You know what
And
a
he
Toblerone
proclaimed to the audience, "You all deserve a big Toblerone." And they passed out Toblerones to the audience.
Is this like some sort of like inside joke or something?
It's a reference to Neo Yokio, which obviously should have been nominated and won Anime of the Year. Duh.
I thought it came... Actually, yeah, it should have been
It's not
nominated for something. Best comedy.
Nah.
Fool. You don't realize how
Best
beautiful
garbage.
the second
They should
season
have a
was.
best garbage category. You know, that'd be like the category or like the best shit post. Best meme would be for Neo Yokio and for like Pop Team Epic and like stuff like that.
Nah.
What do you guys think about these awards?
They're shit.
I think Crunchyroll is really bad at hosting awards.
I hope that they learn from how bad this was and improve and stop putting the one freaking uber popular anime in every other category.
So I had a
Yeah.
large problem with the presentation of this show. For one, the presenters seemed like they didn't really know much about anime, or they were like just debriefed on it and told to get out there and do it. There was one point after frickin' Your Name won Best Film where it cuts back to the behind the scenes kind of area, and one of the girls says, "Yeah, well, the thing about Your Name is it's such a Japanese movie." And I'm like, yeah, that's anime, isn't it? You just
I
described
wonder
anime.
why.
I think Crunchyroll was pushing Crunchyroll a little too hard. Like, I feel like they should not be the ones hosting this. I feel like it should be hosted by a neutral party that's not, like, one particular streaming service. Because it's like if the Oscars were hosted by Disney.
Oof.
Get Mother's Basement to
And
host
they're
it.
like, well, obviously the stuff that we paid to get is gonna win. Hey, wow, Star Wars won an Oscar. What a surprise! You know, it's like, it's that kind of thing. I don't think Crunchyroll should be hosting these awards. I mean, they gave awards to shows that aren't on their platform, but I think they were like advertising their brand just a little teensy bit more than they should have been through these awards. I don't like that they were doing that. It should be hosted by a neutral party, I think.
Yeah.
And now that unless you guys have something else to say about the Anime Awards.
Nope.
Watch Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, they played, they had a band, I think it was called like Alice Underground or something,
Yep.
right?
Something like that.
Play some songs from Cowboy Bebop. I think it was like the OP, right? And then,
Mhm.
was that the ED or was that like some background music from something?
It was some background music.
Yeah, they played some music from Cowboy Bebop, and that was jamming. The guitarist got really freaking intense at one point and was like freaking out.
Jazz as fuck.
The one
Yeah.
pianist would not stop jumping at when it came to the opening.
Man, those are good chords.
I was
Yes.
disappointed in the audience. They were so, like, dead.
They were not into it.
They were
Um,
not into it. Chat hated it.
They did?
Yeah. Oh yeah, chat hated the
Fucking disappointed.
instrumental like breaks. I
But
don't
they
mind
were
it.
so
I mean, chat
good.
was the same way for Game of the Year, so it's like, you know, chat's gonna be chat. They just want to get to the awards. They didn't pay money to come out here, so they want to like, you know. But the people who paid money are like, okay, this is my life. I paid for this, you know.
But Cowboy Bebop.
The next segment, which we now have to condense into oh god, this episode's gonna run long already. I'm glad we cut out the extra segments that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, today we're not doing anything about mistakes have been made or old recommendations. We're going to be talking about seasonal anime. Okay, here's the lineup for the rest of this episode. Seasonal anime, question of the day, Build-a-Baka, wildcard. The Anime Awards took up a whole chunk of that, and that's fine. So, let's move on to seasonal anime.
Alright, so the moment we've all been waiting for
Pop Team
is
Epic.
Pop-a-da-beep-beep-goo.
Pop-a-da-beep-beep-goo.
So Pop Team
Epic is something else.
I love it.
Doctors hate it.
Pop Team Epic in my computer, it's more likely than you
The
think.
miracle comedy.
The last thing you'd want in your anime community is Pop Team Epic. No, Pop Team Epic is really something else. And here's why. The animators and the creators and the writers, the entire staff making Pop Team Epic, they're doing everything they can to troll the audience. Everything. Starts with the first episode, right? It's like a story arc. It starts with the first episode. Well, it starts before the first episode. Everyone's hyped to shit about this series. Because obviously, the manga is incredible or something. And
oh, yeah.
Everyone's hyped to shit about it. I put it on my list and, like, freaking, as soon as I heard about it. And then the first episode airs, and everyone starts watching it. And everyone's like, you'll be surprised when you watch this episode, right? You gotta watch the whole thing, though. Because if you don't, you'll miss out on some jokes, You'll miss out on it. And you're like, okay. And then you watch it. And then 11 minutes in, it's over. And then it repeats. With different voice actors.
That definitely caught everybody.
And slightly changed dialogue. So you can't skip it.
Great.
And that's why 50% of the people who I've talked to about this show fucking hate it. Is because it's just 11 minutes, but it's posing as 22. I like this show. I do.
I love it. I feel like it definitely...
I think... So, this show has strengths and it has weaknesses. One of the strengths it has is that its characters are so nondescript and non-specific that they can really be doing anything. But on the other end of that, the characters are so nondescript and non-specific that they aren't characters. So, the one thing that this show has going for it, and I mean one thing, like every other show, it has multiple elements to it, right? It has like a story, it has characters, it has comedy, it has animation. The one thing this show has going for it, in terms of writing, is the jokes. That's it. If those jokes don't make you laugh, it has nothing else to fall back on. But, to counteract that, each bit is like a minute long tops.
Yeah.
Except for a couple that go on for a few minutes.
Yeah. And
so if one particular bit doesn't get you, that's fine. Because the next bit could. But if all of the bits don't get you going, then this show has nothing left to fall back on for you. So you're going to either love this show because it's hilarious, or you're going to hate it because it has nothing of interest for you. And that is entirely dependent on your sense of humor.
Yeah.
I feel like another thing that's important to mention is how I feel like with the translation to, of course, manga to anime, I feel like the jokes were better in anime form, especially how they've been animated and how they, flow and how they'll combine jokes together that were from the manga. And another, a little detail that kind of caught me off guard that I just noticed was, for all those scenes where our main two gals,
Popko and Pipimi.
every time they were just, no skid, nothing, change the location, just that plain background, though they were entirely in CG. That was something I started to notice. I was like, yo, they're in CG, and then, a big skit will happen, and, something will happen. You're like, wait, they're not anymore. That's obviously hand-drawn. And it just kind of caught me off guard at first, because I was it's a CG anime.
If you hang around in any anime community on Discord or Reddit, you've basically already seen 20% of every single episode of this show via screen caps. So, pretty much. Pop Team Epic is good or it's bad. You pick.
It's the world's greatest shitpost.
yeah, it's either your anime of the season or it's fucking horrible. That's not true, but it's either really good or really bad, and that's up to you. There's really not much in between. Because it's so one-dimensional in terms of like what it has to be good or what it has to be bad, that it's like that, you know? It's like if that one thing fails, then it's not good. But if that one thing doesn't fail, you can enjoy it really well.
What other seasonal anime have you nerds been watching?
Well, I think to answer that, I need to ask you a question. Have you ever wanted to watch cute anime girls passionately and aggressively shove ramen down their throats?
No! And I don't.
Well, now you can, with
Well,
ramen Daisuke Koizumi-san. Or Miss
I've heard of this
Koizumi
one.
loves ramen noodles.
Oh. So
With this
explain
a-
to me the wonderful premise of this delightful show you've got going here.
Well, it's about this girl
Mm-hmm.
who has a crush on this other girl named Koizumi, who loves ramen like way too much.
Oh,
It's pretty
yeah.
much the only thing she eats.
For that
And-
ramen.
And that's it. That's it's about ramen.
It's about a girl who eats ramen. Not about
An
ramen.
unhealthy addiction to ramen, probably.
I eat ramen usually for breakfast.
When you watch this anime, you will get to experience authentic, sensual slurping sounds, which are not gross. Okay, they're not gross.
It's completely natural.
Slurp.
That's how you eat ramen. It is the correct way to eat ramen. I know, I am a connoisseur.
All natural, non-GMO slurping noises.
This show, it's
Free
actually
range slurp.
fairly educational about ramen. Like, you learn a lot about, like, what goes into ramen and how it's made, and all the different types of ramen there are. Like, did you know that there's pineapple ramen in Hawaii? They put pineapple in ramen.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Frickin' Hawaii ruining all my favorite foods with pineapple.
Stop
You
being
know
a
the
pussy and eat the
Booba-meter?
pineapple.
Which we haven't been doing for the past hour.
The what?
I thought we were just not gonna do that for
What
the anime awards.
What
Let's
were-
not do that for the anime awards.
What we-
Popete Pipaku,
Oh, the
0.
0, 1,
Well, 1. That's the lowest you can get.
ramen Daisuke Koizumi-san 2.
2. Alright. Let's see. Should we talk about... I've only seen one episode of that. Let's talk about Yuru Camp.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, fuck.
I haven't either.
Well,
I thought you were
Yuru
gonna talk
Camp.
about Mitsuboshi Colors.
Yuru Camp is worth mentioning. Because Yuru Camp is about camping.
Wow.
That's it. That's it. It's about this girl, Rin, whose campsite is invaded by this other girl, Nadeshiko. And they kind of become friends, and then she tries to get her to join the outdoor activities club. And it's just about camping, and it's really comfy and nice. There's not much story to it. It's just, comfy.
I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear.
Well, you wouldn't want to go camping. This series does take place in winter. And they go camping in the winter. I mean, it's not like
You think
snow.
I'm not gonna wear shorts in the winter?
Yeah, okay.
Have you seen half the kids at our school, Max? Heathens.
Do they wear shorts during the winter?
Mitsuboshi Colors is about these 3 girls called the Colors. One of them is red, Yui, and one of them is yellow, Sachan, and one of them is blue, the psychopath. Kotaha.
Best girl.
Best girl, the psychopath, Kotaha. You would understand. As much as I love this show, and I do love it a lot, this is probably my favorite this season, I don't think a lot of other people would agree. And that's because
Why not?
it just looks really low budget. Especially in, episode 4. There's this, over a minute long montage of stills.
Yeah.
And I feel like they somehow didn't have the budget to make this show the way they wanted. I mean, I love this show a lot. And it's, very wonderful and sweet and fun and entertaining. And I think this is my favorite for the season. It's a contender for favorite of the season, I think. But I don't think a lot of people would agree with that. It's very funny, for me.
Yeah, I really like it too.
I haven't seen it.
I'd say it's sort of like the Clarence of anime. If anyone has seen the cartoon
I have.
I've
Clarence.
seen a little bit of Clarence. I don't know how close it would be to that.
Because they're both like really good at like depicting like what it's like to be a kid.
Yeah, I think it depicts the feeling of being a kid without depicting the kids as fucking annoying kids.
Yeah.
Because one important thing when you're like having an annoying character is to have the other characters be more annoyed at them than the audience member is. Because if the audience member is annoyed at the character, then the audience member is annoyed at your show, and that's not something you want. But if the other characters in the show are way more annoyed than the audience is, then that depicts properly how annoying that character is without annoying the people watching, which is important. And we have this character Saito, who is a police officer who works in this town, and he's like constantly being bothered by these kids, and so he gets caught up in their bullshit all the time. And there's this scene where there's a lot of quote unquote this scene in this show, but there's this one scene where freaking Kodoha, Yui, and Sachan, they get this model bazooka or rocket launcher or something, and they're all three of them are like holding it because they're children. They can't hold it. One of them couldn't hold it. They all hold it up and they're aiming it. It's just like a little like freaking. It's like a Nerf football in there. It's not like an actual rocket launcher, of course. That'd be horrifying and not this show, you know. That'd be like Pop Team Epic, or like freaking Madoka Magica.
Oh my
God.
But they hold it up, and then there's this shit where he's like, oh, "Hold on, let me try it." And they have these antics, and you know, just kind of by talking about it, Saito gets a hold of the rocket launcher model, and he shoots it at them, and freaking yeah, Sachan catches it. I really like this show. That's all I really have to say. It's really entertaining and fun and lighthearted, and
cute.
it's cute.
Kawaii for all you weebs.
Other honorable mentions from me that I don't think we have enough time to keep going into are, the furthest place, or a place farther than the universe. I don't fucking know. It's South Pole to me and everyone who I talk about it with. Violet Evergarden is a show. Ancient Magus Bride is still airing. Beatless is really good, but I think a lot of people don't like it as much as I do. And Kokoku, which is time travel, and it's great, and it's like action, and it's really cool.
And Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san.
Oh yeah, that show is really good too. I've only seen one episode of that though. Forehead's the show. Alfred, you have one? No?
Yep, I have the seasonal anime that I want to bring up is the Junji Ito collection.
Oh yeah, you were talking about this at the beginning of the season, right?
Yes.
You were like talking to me about this, that you were looking forward to this.
Yes, I really was.
You said it was like a manga or like a collection of short stories?
Yes, Junji Ito is a very famous Japanese horror artist, and he is infamous. Like, I'm not kidding, you've probably seen one of his images before, and one of his most like well-known works is the Enigma of I'm sorry if I get this name wrong, but I believe it's Amigara Fault. Which yeah, that one became so like I was super excited to find out that they were adapting his works into an anime, and like I was super excited, but and I think that they're still pretty good, and I think the first episode had a rough start because it didn't have that Junji Ito like bang. Like I feel like they could have done a much better story for the start because that one was a little low-key and kind of boring. But, and
Loki, I prefer Thor.
Yeah, the second episode was much better, but the problem with adapting his work into an anime form is the fact that, well, he's most famous for his, like, black and white, dark, like, overly detailed, just gritty drawings, and, like, that doesn't translate well into an anime, so it kind of takes a little bit of the edge off of his stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping to see
Plus, like, I mean, I mean, I haven't seen it. I haven't read the originals, but the way it sounds to me is that like putting it into motion takes some of the imagination off of the viewer. Right?
And part
Would I
of
be
yeah
right in saying
that too, but also what takes away from it is his most iconic drawings. They feel a lot less detailed. Like it feels like having them in color just takes away from its scary look. It just takes away from how scary everything was in the manga. Like it'd be every single line and every single detail would fall together and make it stand out, like make it a horrifying image. And in color, in this like animation cell shaded just color, it feels like it has a lot less impact. Like it's still creepy, but it's not that level of just impact that it normally has.
Impact is my favorite font.
But
That makes sense, though.
if they keep on adapting Junji Ito's works, I hope that I do hope that they adapt his cat diary, because it's essentially just him writing about his cats and like his experience with them and all the funny stuff that'll happen. But it's drawn by a motherfucking horror artist. So it's just all these scary, terrifying drawings for normal situations. It's just hilarious. I hope they adapt that.
Alright, well, is that it for seasonal anime?
Believe so.
I think so.
Alright, so the next segment is the question of the day. Freddie, what have you got for us?
Our question of the day is, what is your least favorite anime trope?
That is a really good one.
I should really think about this.
So, one of the things about anime tropes is I think, like, more often than not, when you're talking anime tropes, you're talking slice-of-life anime tropes.
Just anime tropes in general. It doesn't have to be slice of life.
Oh, I mean, when you're having a regular conversation about anime trope this, anime trope that, I think more often than not, that conversation is more referring to, like, anime tropes that you see in, like, harem anime or slice-of-life type stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's just about, like, you know, like, interactions between people.
It could, well,
And
yeah,
so,
no. It could also mean
God,
stuff.
this is a really hard one.
It could also mean stuff like the infamous, like it can mean stuff like the infamous, this man, he was teleported to a fantasy world. You know, it could.
Yeah, isekai is
yeah.
just a genre.
That's
a genre, not a trope now.
What's your least favorite genre?
I'm just saying that more often than not, I think tropes appear more in slice of life type stuff. Type. I think tropes appear more in slice of life type stuff. There we go. It's like that's like a tongue twister, you know. And I'm struggling to think of any though. Tal, what have you got?
I think just no, because that's a genre too. I don't know.
All tropes can die.
Except for boobs, because then we wouldn't have the boobometer.
I don't like the trope of like the really like overly innocent girl who like starts a freaking like the overly naive character, you know, being the main character, like Micah. Sorry, I don't like Micah as a character. Oh yeah, remember when I was talking last season about how great I thought Blood Nest was gonna be? I take all of that back.
I don't.
Yeah, I think the overly naive character is my least favorite anime trope. At least that I can think of off the top of my head.
I hate, like, main characters that are they never fucking lose, like Kirito.
Kirito's really bad. Freddie, what is your least favorite anime trope?
Oh boy, mine is the infamous. This character looks like a 1-year-old, but they're actually 12,000-year-old vampire. Hint, hint, nudge,
I feel like that's
nudge. Have
directed at
fun.
someone very specific.
This is not even something specific. It's just like the type of this character looks like 3 years, like super young, and yet like you're just like, ooh, that's a child, and like, but not really. And it's like, no, that's gross. There, please stop.
That young body.
Actually, make good characters. Who?
There was a character like that in Blend S.
Yeah, she wasn't like 3. She just looked short.
Who are you talking about?
I don't remember her name. The girl from Blend S. The
I don't
short
know.
one from Blend S.
The yellow one.
Yellow? Was she yellow? I guess she was
Yeah.
yellow. Yellow from Blend S. Her name's Yellow.
That's her official name now.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll be doing Build-a-Baka, the best segment, and then the
Oh, yeah.
wild card, and we'll be done. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the Build-a-Baka.
Build-a-Baka workshop.
Hmm.
Hmm?
What's up, Fredo?
Oh, I just said ho. I was just like, oh.
I thought you were saying like you were like cowering in the corner.
Oh,
It's-
Oh. You guys got any suggestions? Because I got quite a few. Well, they're all from me, but
Nah.
they're not all from me. Good. I went ahead and put a clap emoji in the reaction to the ones that I'm going to go ahead and use today.
Oh, clever.
Alright.
So let's start with my laptop falling off of my face onto the floor. The first suggestion I've got here, an anime that answers the question, do ghosts haunt other ghosts? Let's talk about that.
Apparently, my message after that was, I can answer that for you now in 1 second. Yes, Lenny Face.
No, I don't think it's like that. I think so. Like, why would let's dive deep into the motivation of this ghost that's haunting another ghost. I mean, I think the only way this can be interesting is if the answer is yes, right?
Yeah.
So obviously the answer is yes.
What if
Did
Why?
the ghost being haunted ask them to stop politely?
No.
what if
Why? What if the ghost was haunting the other ghost during life, and then the ghost died, and then the original ghost became a double ghost?
not like the ghost that was haunting him was like, well, shit, I guess I gotta do that. I guess there's nothing else for me to do.
I guess I'm. See, am I haunting you, or am I just like your bar buddy now? Like,
What if it's like a ghost's... Oh my god. Alright, what was I saying?
what if it was like the ghosts, and then you stopped?
Oh yeah, what if it's the ghost's job to haunt people? It's like, you have to do that if you're a ghost, or else you're like sent
Okay,
to the
we need
void or whatever.
hold on. We need to form like a notation, like a mathematical notation. So there's Ghost, which is the ghost that was haunting the other guy during life, and then the guy who died and is now a ghost. That's Ghost Prime, with like a little line. So Ghost, it's Ghost's job, or is it Ghost Prime's job?
It's a ghost's job, like every
Oh,
ghost.
all ghosts.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what. You
And
haunt
so-
me, I haunt you. It's like a deal. It's a done deal, you know? We get paid, we go our separate ways, you know? Freddie, you have any contributions to this?
I would like to say, you know, it'd be a great idea. What if the ghosts didn't haunt other ghosts, but they were pretending to just to fuck with this one dude?
Wait, so,
Wait, what?
hey, look at newbie over here. Boo!
They were just like this one dude's just like, do ghosts hunt other ghosts? And all the ghosts just like nudge each other like, what if we did?
So Ghost Prime, he dies, and then he goes up to Ghost Heaven. Well, I guess that's the opposite of a ghost. He's still in the regular world, but he goes to Ghost HQ, which is on a cloud, I guess. That's interesting. It's in a thundercloud. Ghost HQ is in a thundercloud. That's canon. He goes up to Ghost HQ, and everybody there is like wearing a tie, and they have like a briefcase, and they have like a hat, and they have no legs because that's how ghosts are. And instead of legs, they have like little wisps. And he goes up there, and he's like, "What happened?" And then he figures out how he died, and he's like, "So I guess I haunt people now. I was haunted during life. Do ghosts haunt other ghosts?" And then all the guys glance at each other, one by one, and simultaneously, instead of saying anything else, they say, "Boo!"
Or it's like, do ghosts hunt other ghosts? Yes, and it is your job to hunt this ghost. And it's just a big elaborate prank.
Haunt me, daddy.
It's just a prank, bro.
Haunt me, daddy.
Papa.
Haunt me, senpai. Show me how it's done, senpai.
Boo.
Ooh.
Ooh, boo, what's this?
Ooh, boo, what's this? Boo-woo? Boo-woo? What's this?
Boo-woo!
Let's see, where else can we take this?
Nowhere. Let's move on.
Alright. Anybody else got anyone they want to throw into the ring?
I
Or
want
can I
you
just keep
guys
going?
to choose.
You want to choose one?
No, you guys choose.
Lawnmowers, the animated series.
Wait, what?
The one was
Apparently.
directly above the one that I just deleted.
From October 1st.
Yes. We have a channel in our Discord server for just the three of us, where we put all of our Build-a-Baka submissions, that we don't have, like, screen capped or something. And on October 1st, Tal here submitted Lawnmowers, the animated series. Now, tell me, what's special about these lawnmowers?
Nothing, they're just lawnmowers.
Are we talking about, like, the machine lawnmowers, or are we talking about somebody who mows a lawn, like at a school?
The machine. Definitely.
The machine.
Oh, if we're talking about the machine, then it's obviously gotta be anthropomorphized girls. Ones with big
Lawnmowers
boobies.
with boobs. Do it, DeviantArt.
But of course, they're middle schoolers, right?
We gotta make this
Duh.
full on Ipote, but with lawnmowers.
Ooh, what can we call that? Ooh, plant day. That doesn't work. Actually, that definitely works. Ooh, plant day, it is. There's nothing we can do with this.
Yeah, nope.
Next
Funny jokes.
funny joke. Lawnmowers, the animated series. The next one's really something special.
Too special. Can't take it.
Are you familiar with High School of the Dead?
Yes. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
I haven't seen it either. It's The Walking Dead, but in a high school,
That's
basically. It's
that's
zombies.
the-
It's a zombie apocalypse in a high school. Well, imagine
Yay.
instead of High School of the Dead, it was High School of the Lollies. And instead of zombies, they're little girls. But functionally, they're the same.
Max, first of
So
all,
it's just zombies.
first of all,
So
High
if the
School of the
little
Dead-
girl bites you, you turn into a little girl.
Max, I don't think you realize
you
that.
lose life experience.
Max, I am like 99% sure that High School of the Dead is that one anime with the anime titty bullet dodging scene.
It is, but that's
Yeah,
not
so-
what we're talking about. It's just it's like a zombie outbreak, but instead of zombies, they're all little girls. And so instead of like wanting to eat brains, you just have less life experience and less physical strength.
So you want to take down everybody with you, because if you can't be strong, no one else can.
Imagine there's somebody who's like, please just take me with you. I'm sick of living this lie. I just want to go back. Take me back. There's one character who's just like, fuck it. Just I want to be a child again. And they just give up the past 10 years of their life.
It's just like a dramatic
Yes.
monologue, like
Yes.
Koneko-chan, I've always loved you, and I've
What?
always loved Oni-chan. Just like some really bad dramatic monologue, just interrupted with
actually.
Oni-chan.
And then he's like, no, actually this isn't as bad as...
Yeah, pretty
Koneko-chan.
cute.
Instead of like screaming, you're like, well, I mean,
Well,
okay.
Ah,
just take me too, and then we'll be together again.
Are they the same little girl?
Yeah, just
They all
of
turn
them
into
are
the same
sister
little girl.
from freaking Aramanga Sensei.
No, I think they all just turn in... How does this whole ordeal start? How does everyone start turning into little children?
One lolly ended up biting a random person, and it just went on from there. They just bit somebody.
never in the history of humanity has a little girl ever bitten someone until now.
Yeah, that's just how anime works.
Imagine a world where you got bit by a little girl, never been done before. It's a new concept, getting bitten by a child.
New craze.
Never been.
Hey, I wanna. So they're all the same little girl, though.
Yes.
Like,
No.
frickin' Brad and frickin' Victoria both change into, like, little Emily. And now there are three little Emilys.
These are not Japanese names.
They have to be
Oh,
Get out of here, you poser.
sorry.
by law.
Amelia.
The little sister from Air Manga Sensei.
They're not turning into Sagiri.
The fact that you know her name is just sad.
I only know her name because I have a model of her in Gmod.
You what?
Yeah, I have a player model of her in Gmod because I thought it would be funny. I got it for the video.
I actually really wanted one of her for a while, but I wasn't able to get it.
So, all these people start turning into little Emily-san, which is her name. And do you think the original Emily what does original Emily have to say about all these new friends that
I
are her?
think it would be too weird if everyone was the same little girl.
Should probably just like
I think
go
it would just
full.
be amazing if everyone was the same little girl.
Should-
Because it's like freaking amazing if they're all just the same person. They're all conforming to one person versus just being like a deteriorated version of themselves. It's just like haunting to like look down the hallway and see 20 shambling Emilys making their way toward you.
Okay, but
And Brad didn't know what he would do. Brad already got turned into an Emily, actually.
And they're all just like, Oni-san, Oni-san, Oni-san.
yeah, you said a son? No, it's
Or Chan.
Oni-chan. Okay, but first of all, the original Emily is probably against the
Is
apocalypse because she wants to be herself again. Like, do without...
Emily can't turn into an Emily.
She already is Emily.
Well, yeah, she
can't turn into an Emily
but,
zombie.
Like, she doesn't, like, she wants to stand up
No,
from the crowd.
that's how this plot is going to resolve. Emily can't turn into herself. She's already herself.
She has the antidote.
She is the she is the antidote. Yeah, you know what? She is the antidote.
She has to bite herself.
All we have to do to end the apocalypse is eat the original Emily. No, wait, that's
For
wrong.
them all.
Here.
They have to grind up the original Emily and turn her into an antidote? No.
Babies.
Huh?
You know that.
Babies.
What?
Babies. You said babies.
What?
Explain.
No, I didn't.
Explain how babies could change this show.
Explain how babies are made.
Explain.
Well, you see, when an Emily bites a grown-ass man, he turns into another Emily. Don't want to explain that process in horrifying detail, but it's a thing.
You gotta realize.
I don't think Emily's, like the original Emily Prime's mere existence can stop this Emily apocalypse.
Alright,
But I think she can save herself.
I feel.
And then she can use her...
She can rule over all the Emilys.
Oh, fuck. We just made that one scene from fucking Pop Team Epic.
I was. Oh. Oh.
Damn it.
I was about to say that. The even though this would be probably a funny, like, surreal type anime, let's face it, it's gonna become fetish fuel because that's an actual weird fetish of people.
Of course it fucking is.
Of course.
Transformation.
Everything is fetish fuel. And fool.
Every anime just wants to pander towards pedophiles.
There's nothing you can really do to avoid it. I still think this is a fucking
You just
hilarious
have to accept
concept.
I mean, yeah, but just, like, you know what's gonna happen when it comes.
Yeah, that's anime.
Welcome to
Every
Japan.
anime is...
It's a sad thing that we just have to accept it,
We do have to accept it.
and that's sad.
I
Change
feel
the
like we could
system.
expand this just a little bit more.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Alright. Well, High School of the Lollies is what it's called, of course.
Bye, School of the Lollies.
The next suggestion I have here, unless one of you guys wants to
Can't find
pitch one in.
one I've made. Here it is. Here's one I want to bring up. My video game girlfriend is my girlfriend?
Isn't that just that one anime?
What one anime?
And you never thought there was a girl
Yeah,
online?
that one.
No, not
That's that.
exactly.
Well, explain it. What is this? What is this premise?
This premise of my video game girlfriend is my girlfriend is essentially this, I don't know. What do you guys think? Because my idea is possibly the main character, basic man. He has, the MMORPG online account, and he has, this online girlfriend. And he keeps a secret from his real girlfriend because he thinks that's cheating and scandalous. And one day he's like, let's meet.
That is cheating.
Yeah. It's just and he's just oh.
That is cheating.
Yeah, it is.
He's an asshole. I don't like this man.
Yeah, but he's like, let's meet up in real life. And she's like, okay. And then they meet up in real life, and it's like, boom, they're dating. They're actually dating.
That's he's also dating his real girlfriend.
Oh, this person I know in this game is actually this person that I also know in real life. That's just recovery of an MMO junkie.
What if the person that he met in the video game meets his
which you should
person
watch
he's
by the
dating
way.
in real life, and then they start dating?
My video game girlfriend is my girlfriend's girlfriend?
My video game girlfriend is my girlfriend's girlfriend?
My girlfriend's video game girlfriend is my girlfriend's girlfriend?
My girlfriend's dog's girlfriend is my video game's girlfriend's dog? His dad?
Help?
Help? I don't think we can do much more with this. No. Alright, I think that's all we could do with that one. That's good though. Unless you have something particularly special you can add to this. Let's move on. Alright, the next suggestion. The next suggestion: Monster Girls versus the Robot Apocalypse.
Sounds boring. Let's move on.
Many opportunities and many problems.
Well, think about it. We got all the sex appeal you could need.
Okay.
With Monster Girls.
And Robot Girls, which are also, a thing.
Oh, the robots are girls.
Do they
What
have...
else would they be?
Do they
Not?
have robo-titties?
Of
They're
course.
robots.
Do they jiggle?
They're fucking robots.
Do the robots have jiggling titty?
It's the AI apocalypse. They're gonna design themselves like that on purpose to get all the men distracted. It's a flawless plan. Weak humans can't put their minds against their dicks,
It's true.
and so the only ones that can save humanity aren't humanity. They're monster girls.
Okay.
Let's talk about the strengths that a monster girl could use against a robot. Spiderweb, you could that has water in it or something. You can spray that on them. Oh no, my circuits break.
Maybe not the fact that they'd get stuck in a goddamn giant spider web, but the fact that there might be water in it.
Oh no, you used string shot on me. My speed fell.
I don't even know if it has water on it.
Yeah.
Freaking a slime has water in it. They could they could get the robot girls wet and then with water and then destroy their circuits.
Why do we have to kill them with water? Can't we just crush them? Can we just bash them into pieces?
That's where Centaur Girl comes in.
Yeah, she uses her strong hooves to just smack a robot girl's head open, and break their circuits.
Why do you keep on saying circuits, my dude? That's not the only things to goddamn robots.
What do you mean? No, it's just circuits. Circuits.
You.
Are you trying to invent a new meme?
What? Okay, well, let's think. How did the robot apocalypse start? And why are monster girls also a part of this?
It's like monsters versus aliens, but replace aliens with robots.
Ah, shit.
What?
Damn it. Well, this will be good, though.
Yeah.
Genetically modified.
We'll make this good, though. We'll make this
Specifically
good,
a
and we
fight.
won't get a shitty Halloween special that's 50% just Shrek, which I've watched. The Shrek half, anyway. Like, look, it was a party. It was a Halloween party. We were having fun.
What?
He watched the Shrek Halloween special.
Well, it's half Shrek, half Monsters vs. Aliens. We watched the Shrek half.
People watch
I think there was
Shrek?
a third one in there.
Was there a third one?
I
don't
think
know.
so.
We only watched the Shrek
It was like a
part.
DreamWorks thing.
Yeah. That DreamWorks thing was Monsters vs. Aliens.
Yeah, I know.
And Shrek also.
I own that.
Do the
movie.
robot
Okay.
girls have
Well,
guns?
okay. Depends. Maybe some models do. Maybe they have, like... Let's brainstorm, like, what kind of weapons each side would have.
Do their
So-
titties shoot guns?
Yeah, of course.
Is this anime just gonna be, like, exclusively fight scenes with ridiculous amounts of fan service?
Yes!
Yeah. Why wouldn't it
Okay, yeah, I dig it.
be? Okay. So, where do we begin? Well, we begin in the city of Neo-Yokio.
Yep.
I don't know why.
No, you can't, that's already copyrighted.
And there's a panning shot down into the streets, and there's a battle going on. And we see one
Panties.
mega powerful, mega formed into one being robot girl that's like 10 stories tall. And a horde of all the monsters in Neo-Yokio. And they're fighting for humanity. And what do we see flying between them but titty bullets? They're all launching bullets out of their titties.
Good, go on.
The robot is, at least.
Go on.
Do you think the robots have nukes?
In their titties, yes.
Yeah, of course.
No.
Where else?
It has to be... No, it has to be,
No, they just take a giant dump.
No, I was gonna say, like... No, it has to be hiding...
Equally devastating, yeah.
No, I was supposed to say, hiding in, it has to be hiding in their, robo panties, and every time there's a panty shop, then, mysteriously those nukes drop.
Oh, every time the nukes drop, there's a mysterious panty shot.
And you just hear the, type sound.
Ooh, what's this? It's a nuke.
And
You're
there's this
dead.
really terrible smell.
Oh, why does this nuke smell like shit? Sorry, that's actual shit.
Yo, there are other places to shove, large, long objects.
No, I think that's all the places.
Yeah, you wanna keep going?
I think that's all the places.
Yes, a
Let's see.
coward.
Okay, so what kinds of monster girls do they have then fighting this robot? They obviously there's centaurs. There's a spider girl because I mentioned that earlier.
Slime
There's this lime girl, yeah, because she's gonna break their circuits with water.
And she can't be bulleted.
That's true. Slime girl can't be shot because it'll just go right through.
Dude, I
Hard
just realized.
counter, balanced game.
Balanced game. Honestly, if there was a monster girl fighting game,
Is there gonna be a
I'd play it.
Mothman girl?
sure, yeah, and it can fly up
Mothman
to.
girl.
It can fly up and. What if it? Okay, so what if the moth woman picks up Spider Girl and then they fly up to and they clog the titties where the bullets come out with spider web?
Is there gonna be a undersea creature
Yeah,
girl?
keep going, little Jimmy. You're really creative.
Like a mermaid.
Maybe like a missing link.
Sexy Magikarp.
Sexy Magikarp. What are you talking about?
Like a sea creature, not quite like a mermaid, not a pretty mermaid, but like
a seahorse?
like the thing that lives in the swamp, that kind of thing. The missing link.
The Loch Ness Monster.
A mud creature, swamp monster.
Yeah, swamp monster.
Swamp thing.
And can the slime girl be blue?
Of course, she's like glue.
Blue.
Blue.
Why does she need to be blue?
Because that's slime. Yeah, sure, she could be blue.
Can there
Slime
can there also be a giant girl too? Just just a giant.
She's just a regular human, but she's huge.
What if the giant girl shows up at the end of the series and they have a fist fight? And all of the robot girls' like extra weapons have been disabled by the end of the series, and so the fist fight is just like robot versus giant girl,
Yeah.
and it's really slow and painful to watch. because they're like,
I think that's Attack on Titan.
ooh, damn it, curses,
Oh my God.
foiled again.
I can't believe you aren't catching.
Spider Girl can just climb up Robot Girl, like climb up the giant robot, and just clog up
And enter its beehole?
No. Well, maybe it has to like extract the files. You know, has to extract the code from the Robot Girl's circuits. You know.
What is wrong with you?
What? What's wrong?
Oh my
You
God.
know, you gotta go. It's like that scene from that one Jimmy Neutron special where they have to go inside Goddard or whatever.
Dude, you gotta be talking
You have to go inside God?
Goddard, the dog.
Dude.
Jimmy's dog. Jimmy Neutron's dog. Goddard.
Dude, I can't believe.
I think, or maybe it's like, yeah, because he gives him like
Goddard.
he like accidentally he gives Goddard like the wrong OS update, and then he turns evil, and then for some reason he gets like really big, or they shrink Jimmy down or something, and I think Goddard gets like really big, and also evil, and so he has to go inside Goddard and take out the bad OS or whatever.
I can't believe.
Okay.
I'm playing you like a fucking fiddle.
I can't believe I remember this.
No.
Oh, what's wrong? Anyway, that could be something that happens with Spider Girl and the robot. And then it all comes to a conclusion with the fist fight with the giant and the robot. What do we call this?
Monster Girls versus the
Monster
Robot
Robot
Apocalypse.
Smash
Monsters
Power Hour.
versus robots.
Monster Robot Smash Power Series.
Mouth.
Oh my God.
Monster verse Robot Smash
Mon
Power.
Viro.
The animation. Monster vs. Robot Smash Power the animation.
Oh my
Mon Viro.
God. You gotta be fucking.
MVR SP. MVR SP the animation. I think this is my favorite creation yet.
Oh my God.
Nice.
It's maybe not my favorite. Why did you add a clap to it? You found it.
What are you fucking talking about?
There you
You
go.
added a clap emoji to it. Is that all for this one? Yeah. You guys want to do one more?
What, Alfred, are you dying?
Yeah. I'm dying.
What did you
Why
find?
are you dying?
You guys want to do one more, and then we'll go to the wild card?
Meh.
Alright, I got one more. I'm gonna do. The main character of this anime is a girl whose fetish is lying about mundane things.
That's called a hentai, Max.
So, like, give us some examples.
Lying. Like, not telling the truth about really mundane things.
That's
So,
not
for
an
example-
example.
So, for example, she goes to school, and she didn't do her homework yesterday. And when the teacher asks if she did her homework, she says yes.
And then she orgasms, right?
Something like that.
Tummies.
Sounds hot. Let's do it.
And so the entire series is just her
That's called a
getting, like,
hentai, though.
well,
Max.
no, it's not a hentai. It's just like her being, like, trying to hide it. Or alternatively, others telling her to hide that and not
Now-
act that way.
Are we going to get a cummy scene? Just like a Nupote?
No kami scene.
Okay.
Maybe one kami scene.
One cummy scene. I'll
Just
take
one. In episode 8. The episode where
it.
the episode where she tells Senpai she doesn't like him. It builds up to episode 8. Like, she's like, I'm gonna tell him the truth. And then she's like, but if I don't, I don't like you. Ha! Oh, shit. And that's exactly how the scene goes. So, Frick. What are some other situations that she might tell, like, mundane lies about? Where this would be, like, really awkward.
Did you do your chores, honey? Yes,
Did you do the
Mom.
dishes?
No, Mom, I didn't do the chores. I like the idea of her saying, yes, I did. Just look at the most mundane situations and everyone being really confused. So I heard you got a new phone yesterday. I didn't. It's my same phone as always. And she just...
This is a really funny anime, but I feel like it might turn into one of those animes where it's just like the same joke every single episode, and it gets old.
Because
Okay.
there's some new,
fast.
like,
Yeah. What other jokes can we make with this then?
she one day lies
don't
about
know.
something that's big. That's more than just.
What if she lies about something big and then she doesn't orgasm and she's like, wait. She's like just confused as to why it didn't trigger that in her, you know? And then she realizes it's too important. She likes being mildly evil, but not like actually doing bad things. You know, like Satania, except worse. Frick. What are some other things we could expand upon this with?
Is your fetish lying about mundane things? No.
You've been thinking about that one for a while, haven't you?
No, I just like 5 seconds.
No. Did you just come in your pants?
Did you just
No.
come?
No, I didn't. Oh God. What would we call this series?
Will little white lie.
A white little lies.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Perfect.
goodness.
Perfect. We've created the perfect anime.
Twice in a row. We created
Twice
two
in a row.
perfect animes in a row.
God, I can't wait to show you this.
Man, what a day of building bakas. After a long day of building bakas, I like to sit back and relax with a nice wild card segment. Would anyone care to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 roll a d8?
Yeah, I got you, bruh. It's a 7.
We got... No. This time, the wild card segment is... Correct the anime description. Oh, good.
Whoa.
Go on Mal and find an anime description. I'll do that. For an anime you've seen. What's an anime we've all seen? What was one
Pop
that we
Team
watched
Epic.
together? Pop Team Epic?
Pop
Pop Team Epic. Let's go with that.
Team Epic.
And I'm gonna go ahead and read the synopsis. Two high school girls, the short and exceptionally quick-to-anger Popoko and the tall and much more calm Pipimi, do insane things and swear like sailors in this absurdist comedy filled with references and meta-humor. Let's go ahead and correct that anime description.
Alright, I think the best way to correct this is to just replace all of it with Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
It's just the name, Marilyn Monroe.
Is it like one long Marilyn
No,
Monroe? Or is
it's-
it like one
no.
Marilyn Monroe? Or is it Marilyn Monroe, Marilyn Monroe, Marilyn Monroe all the way down?
No, just one.
Is it Marilyn Monroe all the way down?
No, just one word and just one phrase. It's just Marilyn Monroe said once. No, like.
Period.
The universe sits on the back of a Marilyn Monroe. It's Marilyn Monroe all the way down.
No. It has to be just one Marilyn Monroe, not stretched out. Just one Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
I think another way we could do it is Marilyn Monroe, and then repeated in a different voice, Marilyn Monroe.
No.
Except that the male voice actors actually don't do it at all.
Oh yeah, you're right. But well, it's just like an homage to the fact that, oh hey, look, we repeated the episode. Isn't that funny? Yeah, that's the new description. I think that's the description.
Perfect.
Okay, so the synopsis, the edited synopsis says, Marilyn Monroe. Hey, look, we just repeated the episode twice in a row with different voices. Isn't that funny? Read the manga. I think we nailed it out of the park with this new corrected anime description, don't you think?
Yeah, on the first try.
Yeah. I don't think there's any way we can more accurately
that.
describe this. Oh, except, we also need to add, person above septuple gay memes. Cause, finger pointing. So, Marilyn Monroe. Haha, look, we just repeated the episode twice in a row with different voice actors. Isn't that funny? Please read the manga. Person above septuple gay.
How about all of that just deleted, and it's only the this person above septuple gay, or this person below septuple gay?
What if it's one person says Marilyn Monroe? Haha, look, we repeated the episode twice in a row with different voice actors. Isn't that funny? Read the manga. And then the next person says the person above septuple gay.
Alright, I'm gonna reveal this.
And that's the new synopsis.
I'm gonna reveal this before the episode ends.
Okay.
What if the synopsis is actually about girl drop or whatever?
So this is a quick quick sketch I made of our monster girl versus robots anime.
Nice, Sue.
And give me a second. And here's the image I based it on.
10 stories tall. Yeah, we know.
But you guys knew the whole time that I kept on just feeding you guys monsters versus alien characters?
I actually didn't realize that's what he was. I didn't realize you were describing that guy from Monsters vs. Aliens, the swamp guy.
It was the whole time.
So you were just trying to, like, make it basically Monsters vs.
Yeah,
Aliens.
I just realized what was going on. And I was just like, ooh, what about a moth?
You were sabotaging our design team this whole time.
Yes.
I think we need to kick you. We need to kick you off the design team.
No.
Frick.
But yeah, the Mothman,
Frick.
the swamp person.
Let's go ahead and sign
Giant.
off. Before we go ahead and end the episode, as always, follow us on Twitter at Build-a-Baka Podcast. And
yeah, we don't post ever.
But you can send in submissions for Build-a-Baka.
We'll probably
and
ignore
we might
them.
consider them. We won't ignore them. I have all of the submissions that I've ever received somewhere on my computer or on
Somewhere.
Discord. So I won't ignore them. And we have used some before. Remember Spoon-kun?
Spoon-kun.
That was a suggestion. Yeah. So go ahead and tweet at us at Build-a-Baka Podcast. We will tweet sometimes. I promise. But yeah, if you have submissions for Build-a-Baka or other suggestions or other submissions for like questions of the day or stuff like that, go ahead and submit them there, or like things you want us to talk about, segments you want us to try. Wildcard segments.
Or
stuff
please,
like that.
just anything. Somebody tweet at us, please.
Somebody at me.
We're so lonely.
Please at me.
Give us content.
Until next time, I've been Max.
Retweet if you agree.
This person above septuple gay.
And we're idiots in Japanese.
Bye.
The most perfect outro.